Good morning, gang. Happy Tuesday morning. Well, at least it's happy now. It might not be by the time you finish watching this video. We know what the economy's doing to people, okay? We're all, every single one of us, paying more for gasoline, more for food, more for electricity, more for housing, more for whatever. Some are able to hang on. Some aren't, okay? And this is giving you a preview of what's going to happen in an SHTF situation, which we're probably closer to than anybody really thinks, all right, economically and catastrophically, with potential for World War III, thanks to the drunken witch that's over in Asia. Something that gets reported but largely goes ignored is the situation with people becoming homeless in this country. And I won't say only this country, because without knowing the numbers, I'm pretty sure it's happening in Europe, it's happening in Australia, it's happening in Bolivia, whatever it would be. All right, you're seeing the riots in Sri Lanka or in Panama or whatever it is over economics. How long do you think it takes till it gets here? All right, it ain't going to be long. It's already coming. Now, if you live in one of these liberal utopian cities, at least they think so, you've probably driven by one of these homeless camps. All right, now I get a kick out of it because there's tents up and everything like that. I mean, looks like a real safe environment. They're nice and clean in that picture, right? I'm betting if you're driving by, you're going as quick as you can. You're not stopping on the side of the road to take photos and say, hey, honey, let's take pictures of our vacation. Right? Certainly not. You're getting the hell out of there. With good reason. Okay. I want to give you this. And this is why you need to think about this for an SHTF situation. Because when the world completely blows up, this is going to be the norm for a lot of people. All those people that haven't paid their bills off, secured good places to stay, have any food, whatever would be, when the jobs disappear, so does everything else, okay? But I want to give you this. Fact, National Institute of Health, okay? This isn't, you can listen to all the liberals who say, oh, that's not true. The rate of violent crime is 40 times higher around homeless encampments than it is where they aren't there. Murders, rapes, that sort of stuff, assaults. Okay. The rate of nonviolent crimes, 27% higher. Robbery, burglary, okay, that sort of stuff. Think about that in the neighborhood, apartment complex, country setting that you live in. What if violent crime went up 40-fold where you live? Are you prepared for that? Probably not. Okay. Lately, Seattle and Minneapolis have really been in the news because, believe it or not, the police are starting to go into some of these homeless camps and clean them up, okay? Move the people along. There's homeless shelters that these homeless refuse to stay in. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand that there's homeless shelters are full as well. But do you want this in your backyard? Do you want this across the street from your business, chasing your customers away? I mean, again, you own a business and this is across the street. Your customers, your potential customers, are not going, Gee, honey, it's on that side of the street. Let's go over to this side of the street. It's safe here. It doesn't work that way. Okay. Watch this video real quick. This is a woman in Seattle.
The activists today have moved the homeless from that sweep to Utah Avenue right behind this business.
Protects them from the cops?
Isn't it moving
from taking their shit away?
It's just moving one problem to another area.
So are you saying that the houseless people are the problem?
No, I'm just saying that's causing problems.
What are the problems? Tell me what the problems are.
Crime.
What are the problems that they're causing?
Drug use.
Actually, there's no fucking research at all in this city showing that crime is related to houseless people.
There is actually.
There is
Ask
actually
Andrew Lewis.
Been several. Ask who?
Councilmember Andrew Lewis. There's a Seattle Times article with Danny Weston. You can Google it.
Yeah, you can also.
Hey, could I ask you something? Do you live in Seattle?
Yes, I do.
Are you open to the homeless going to your backyard?
Yes.
Okay, where do you live? I'll send them there.
Georgetown.
Okay, what's your address?
6244 Corson Avenue South. I don't fucking care.
All right, I'll send them your way.
Interesting, huh? Liberal activist. Oh, we don't have a problem, blah, 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 blah. It's the police are the problem, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And at the end of the video, would you be willing to have them come to your house? Sure. Where do you live? Here. What's your address? And she starts giving her address. The guy in the background saying, honey, don't do this. Okay. She gave her address. Guess what happened? The homeless started showing up at her house like crazy. Now, the interesting part I got about this is the video was posted online. So apparently, somehow, all these homeless people who can't afford to have rent or whatever it is, apparently can afford a cell phone with internet access because they watched the video, right? Somebody, at least one of them did and shared the information. Well, of course, this woman went ballistic when all these people started showing up. And what did she want? She wanted the police help to remove the people. Okay? It's okay if it's on somebody else's property, but God knows if it's on hers. Then this woman had the audacity to try to have charges pressed against the reporter for doxing her. Okay? He should have never given out my address. No, dumbass. You did that on your own. Okay? This is the thing. You have liberals who are all talk, but God knows they won't step up to the plate to defend what they believe in. You know, we've said many times, how many homeless does Nancy Pelosi have living in her gated complex? Muriel Bowser in Washington, D.C. Oh my God, we've got to have open borders. It's so important that we let all these illegals into the United States. Okay? So Arizona and Texas decided to ship them 4,000 of them. I need the National Guard. Oh my God, you're overwhelming our homeless. Okay, lady, I hate to tell you this. You've got 4,000 people that have come in the course of about 3 months. Texas alone gets somewhere around 7,000 a day, nearly twice as much in 3% of the time. Okay, how do you think those border cities, border towns down in Texas, down in Arizona are dealing with this? Okay, very quietly, just in case you guys didn't see this one, Biden has announced that he is going to continue building Trump's wall down near Yuma, Arizona. Why? Because the crossings are insane and it's destroying the local topography, economy, community, pick one, all right? Mainstream media not saying a whole lot about that. That one kind of got snuck in there real quick. You know, there's no outrage from the left saying, oh, what do you mean we're building the wall again? Haven't seen AOC go, crying, oh, because they're building the wall again. No, because now Joe said it's okay. So, well, it's okay. It's kind of like the shot in the arm. I'll never take the the Trump shot in the arm until the election was over. Everybody needs to get the shot in the arm. You know, hypocritical is an understatement. Okay. So now what do you have? You have, with this homeless problem, you have the homeless starting to, how do you want to put it? I want to say fight back. Look at this picture, okay? This is being posted all over the place, telling the police that if they come out and try to remove them from the premises, somebody's private property, somebody owns that property, okay? Whether it's Joe Smith owns the property or whether it's you, the taxpayer, own the property. Guaranteed the people who are homeless do not own the property. But notice that video, or this picture. If you sweep, we strike. And what's the picture? The picture's of a guy ready to throw a Molotov cocktail. So what they're saying is these activists want to physically try to kill police officers for cleaning up the homeless encampments. I want to give you just an idea, all right? If we start in Seattle, okay? Seattle's a decent-sized town. It's not huge by any means. There's about 11,000 homeless in Seattle, okay? How many in Minneapolis? About 8,000 in Minneapolis. Let's talk about New York City. 78,000 homeless. Let's talk about LA. 64,000 homeless. All right. This is what you got going on. These are going to be minuscule numbers in an SHTF situation. There's homeless encampments in Knoxville, okay, under the bridge. I mean, if I go into, for me to get into town, where I go into town, I would have, the most direct route for me to get into town would take me right through where one of the spots in town where all the homeless encampments are under the bridge, okay? Trust me, when I go there, there ain't no sitting at a red light going, no, this is cool, I'm just going to listen to music. It's head on a swivel, hand on my hip, if you know what I mean, okay? In an SHTF situation, guys, you can expect these numbers to go up 10-fold, 20-fold, 50-fold. Every once in a while, I mention the book 1 second after, right? If you haven't read it, you need to. At least the first one, okay? It will wake you up real quick. But in that book is a group called the Posse. And the Posse is a bunch of roaming homeless marauders who literally do anything and everything to destroy communities and steal food. Rape, murder, burn, pillage. That's what these groups are going to be. Everybody says all the time, it only takes a leader for us to fight back. It only takes a leader for them to go completely chaotic. A lot of people will say, well, a good portion of the homeless community is strung out on drugs, is mentally ill, whatever it would be. It's true. I want you to imagine this. Imagine a group of people marching down the streets, strung out on drugs, or mentally ill, armed. That's what we get to look forward to. This is not going to be some, I laugh every time I see these videos. People go, oh, just bring it on already. Let's get it over with. You have no freaking idea what you are asking for. The last thing I want in this world is it to go totally tits up. I'm ready in case it does, as ready as I think I can be. Some people have some advantages over others, okay? What they've seen, what they've experienced in life. You know, it's not going to be a shock, as much of a shock. I'm going to tell you this. The first time you're shot at, you're going to shit your pants. The first time you see a dead body, I mean, not in a casket, nice and clean and in a suit. I'm talking about with an arm missing or with a bullet in its head, not Hollywood, okay? You're going to throw up. And yet, that's the future we may have to face. Because if you think numbers like 7,000 or 11,000 or something are bad, wait until those numbers are in the same cities, 70,000 or 700,000. You're going to be massively outnumbered. Travis puts it real good over on Prepared Homestead. You got to prepare yourself mentally, physically, and spiritually. Physically, we all do pretty good. Spiritually, I think we all do pretty good. Mentally is going to be the hardest part because a lot of people have no idea what they are about to see. Pinball out.